Hello and welcome. I am Elena Valdez and I'm here to do the parent and guardian reading for your Taurus child. This is for the parents of the Taurus child. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe. It would very much help this channel and get it out there in front of other parents. And also please remember that my readings are not gender specific, so you'll hear me say he, she, they sporadically, but please apply the gender to however best suits you and your household. And also remember that these readings are general, but if you'd like a personal reading, please reach out and I'd be more than happy to schedule something with you. And yeah, so let's see how this reading goes. And again, this is for March 2021. Okay, so the first three cards that I laid out here are from your child's perspective during the month of March, okay? And then this card here is an advice card for you, the parent. And sometimes it's in relationship to your child's conflict reading, the conflict position. And other times it's an advice card just for you, the parent, that's separate. We'll know once we unfold the reading. Okay, so let's get started. So this position here is what your Taurus child is experiencing during the month of March. The Eight of Swords. Okay, so there's some anxiety happening here. There's a little bit of turmoil. There's a bit of mental anguish happening here. There's something not sitting well with your little one. And also I want to remind everyone that these readings are, the age range are so all over the place, right? You're all here for different age ranges. Some of you are here for itty bitty ones. Others of you are here for a little older, even teenagers or even older than teenagers. So the level of this anxiety or the type of anxiety is going to be different depending on the age range, right? Because life situations are different depending on how old you are and how you're experiencing something. But there's a little turmoil happening here. There's something not sitting well. And usually the swords is all mental, it's in the mind. And that's not to say that it's not real, that what they're experiencing is not real. But it is to say, though, that it has more to do with what they are thinking something is, usually, rather than the actual ness of what is actually happening, if that makes sense. So as we unfold the reading, it'll make, we'll get more info and we can put the pieces together. But in any sense, the Eight of Swords could be experienced by, there could be like rapidness in terms of the mind, in terms of information coming at them, right? So it can be that. It can also manifest itself by lack of sleep, restlessness, fast and quick talking, like perhaps you are experiencing your little one just mom, dad, blah, 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 and it's like kind of all over the place and a little muddy and fuzzy and not very flowy, right? Because the swords is about communication. It communicates, it speaks, and sometimes when it's in this energy of anguish, it might come out, the communication might come up a little bit like chaotic and all over the place, because they themselves are trying to figure out what's going on. So it can be as simple, and whatever affects them and puts them in this place can be so many reasons, right? It can be some kind of change that they're going through, which the conflict will give us a little bit more information. But nevertheless, though, whatever it is, whether it's they moved to a different bedroom or they lost their cat or their dog, because I really just picked up that there's something here with pets going on in your household. Or maybe you got a new pet, whatever it is, there's something here that's causing your little Taurus some restlessness and instability, and perhaps you're going to notice maybe some nightmares or some dreams or restlessness at night, or not wanting to go to bed at their usual time and whatnot. Okay, so let's see what the conflict, what could be contributing to this. The Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so the Queen of Pentacles in general, when it's not in the conflict position, is all about stability and feeling grounded and feeling like all things are flowing well. So if your child is experiencing this in conflict, that means that they're not feeling grounded and that there's some instability. And usually the Queen of Pentacles can denote one of the parents, right? Because we're talking about age differentiation here. And the Queen can indicate to an adult age. Because remember, we're reading this from the child perspective. We read this kind of tarot a little differently than we would an adult reading. Okay, so in this context, what it's telling me is that perhaps there's something going on with one of the parents. One of the parents is not doing well either financially, and it's showing your little one may be picking up on it, or there's some form of instability happening with one of the adults. Also, though, on a simpler level here, Pentacles also represents nature and getting out into nature. And Taurians very much need nature, very much need to be grounded in Mother Earth. So this could be as simple as your little one just hasn't experienced that. Your little one has been too much up in his or her little head. And, with cerebral, maybe there's a lot of thinking, a lot of homework, a lot of work that's got them in their head. And they need to access this more laid back, down to earth Pentacle state. And the way that we do that is by taking little Taurus out into nature, because that very much helps them. Also, just general creature comforts helps them stabilize, like even just a yummy meal or a comfortable environment can soothe them, right? That's a very Taurian need. And so this is very much what the Taurus needs, this kind of feeling, which is about comfort. It's about stability in the home. It's about knowing that all needs are met. And it's also about getting out in nature, right? So if there is some conflict going on with your home, perhaps, let's say something has changed in your finances, which a lot of people are experiencing right now, right? If this is what's happening with you and you sense that your little one is picking up on that, then the way you can balance that out, dear parent, is by taking your little one out somewhere that will align with nature somehow, right? And that's free. We can do that for free. Depending on where you live, right? You can either go to a mountain or a park or, a lake, an ocean, a beach, whatever you have near you that's nature-based. This is an indication that that's what's needed. We'll find out if this is more about the actual parents' energy in just a bit. But in general, though, nature and creature comforts would help ease this energy here. So this is my favorite position here, because I think this is the most important position, this third position. It tells us what your Taurus child needs most from you, the parent, during the month of March. Yeah, the Emperor. So there's a need here for you, dear parent, to level up a little bit more. And I hate to say it like that. It sounds so patronizing. I don't mean for it to sound that way, because you're already leveled up as a parent. But what I mean is take it up a notch, an extra notch here in terms of the authority level. There's a need for more authority. And that could be why your little one's feeling a little unstable, that maybe one or two of the parents are working different hours now. And the authority and stability level has shifted a little bit, right? Like the routine has shifted because the authority has changed a bit. So maybe where before one of the parents was around to say, okay, by 8 p.m. we're going to bed. Now, for whatever reason, maybe you're busy, maybe you yourself are going to bed earlier, maybe you're working late. And again, I'm just using this as an example. Please apply it to how it best resonates for you. But nevertheless, this is a need for authority, a need for a self, like like the parent taking additional role with authority. There's a shift here with a parent dynamic. That's what I'm sensing, because the conflict, we have the Queen of Pentacles in the conflict, and then we have the Emperor here, which could describe two parents here. And again, this is not gender specific. This can be two male parents, two female parents, male, female, female, male, he, she, they. Like it's not, please, let's remove the gender here. It's about the energy. But I do feel that there's something that has shifted between the parent guardian dynamic that is asking for more. If the Taurus is in need of whatever the former way of guiding him or her, or the authority or the leadership that was in place before, or new leadership perhaps to be put in place. This could be as simple as new rules, or, there's something here that has changed. And I think I don't usually do clarification cards for child tarot, but I'm going to actually do that here this month, because I'm feeling some heavy energy. I'm not going to lie. Like I'm feeling like there's something going on with Taurus. And I'm going to pull one more card in terms of, yeah. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, right? Look at that. Two of Swords. Paired with the Eight of Swords. Now we have two swords. Your little one is there. This is the card of confusion. And sometimes, there are some children that do very well being independent and not having rules, and they just kind of thrive in that. Like little Aries would be a perfect example of that, right? And Sagittarians, they actually do better without rules, without routine. It's just in general, again, we're talking generalities here, right? But Taurians really do need routine. They're very routine based in general. Again, these are generalities. And so what's happened, the confusion that could be setting in for your little one may very well have something to do with the shift in routine and a shift in authority-ship here. So perhaps the parent that used to lay the law, if you will, is either working later because there's a need here to make some more income, right? And so now there's a shift that's causing, your little one confusion, like doesn't know which direction to go, or do I go to bed now? Do I not go to bed now? The parent that used to tell me to go to bed is not here. What do I do? And it's causing some anguish. Like this is someone that needs to be led. Okay, and that's what the Emperor is about. It's about leading others. And if this came up in what your child needs most from you in the month of March, is for you to lead your child. Now, please don't feel bad, parents. Please, if for whatever reason, because we're going to talk about remedies right now, if for whatever reason you've had to increase your hours at work, or something has shifted in your dynamic in your relationship with the other parent involved, that stuff happens, right? Like that's life, and we got to go with it. And this may be your little Taurus first time experiencing this kind of change in dynamic. So it's a great opportunity to instill some kind of stability within instability, right? So again, the remedy for this, clearly there's something going on here, right? And by the way, it doesn't even have to be your household. It could be that these people represent their teachers, their grandparents, that you may not even know there's something here. But that's why tarot readings like this are so important, because it gives you a heads up to be, to look out for some of the signs that your child may be experiencing some turmoil. So the remedy for this, again, bring your child some kind of consistency. So in your new schedule, or whatever this change is, it can be as simple as just one thing. It doesn't have to be completely making everything. It's not about perfection. This is not about perfection. It could be as simple as adding one thing, like bedtime is exactly at this time. That's it. End of story. Like that's what that is. Or again, we talked about nature and creating some kind of comfort within the discomfort. It doesn't need to be a big ordeal. It can be very simple, but just your little one just needs whatever that one simple thing is to be consistent. That's the key. I hope that makes sense, and I hope I'm not. And please, again, parent, don't. If you are one of the parents experiencing a shift like this, this is a great opportunity for the family to be creative, to create something beautiful with the new norm that you have. Okay, moving on. This is the advice card from Spirit, and it's about working hard. Yes, so there is something here. There is something here in this shift, this change in dynamic. It has to do with either going back to work, or a parent going back to work, or if you're working from home, there's like a need to work more than usual. There's a new level of responsibility that you have received. But here's the good thing about the Eight of Pentacles. Whatever this new responsibility or reason or burdens at work, they are always, when you get the Eight of Pentacles, it's for good. It's for good future results. So for those of you, because I'm picking up that perhaps there's a little bit of guilt here from a parent or two about the amount of hours or time they're putting into some other effort that's not in the family. This is a confirmation for you. Number one, there's no need to feel guilty, because whatever it is that you're working hard on will pay dividends in the future. And the sacrifice that you're making for the family will be worth it. It will pay dividends. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to do one thing that's a little different. This is not tarot. This is not oracle. This is a simple, what does the family need to do? What's something the family can do together during the month of March? I keep wanting to say the March of month. Okay, confirmation here, guys, that you can't make this up. You cannot make this stuff up. You got unplug. So there is a serious need for nature. Again, I feel nature. You see, she's walking out into the forest and garden. So your little one needs this. Your little one needs this. Your family needs this. So yes, you're working hard on something. And yes, there's a big shift happening here. Where can you find the time as a family, not just your little Taurus, whatever other children you also have, because this is something I've pulled for your entire family. What can you do together to unplug? And if you are not able to get to nature, what is the equivalent that you can create inside your home or wherever it is that you are that can bring nature into the home? I mean, obviously, it would be awesome if you can get out into it. That's the best thing here. But if you're not able to do that, that's okay. There are other ways to bring those elements into your home, right? Okay, so that's for your entire family. All right. Okay, everyone, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it was helpful and that it brought you some guidance. And I'm looking forward to seeing you back here in April. And please, if you haven't subscribed, liked, or commented, please do so. It very much helps the channel. All right, lovely. Thank you. Bye.